Hey everyone, the guy Matt here. Welcome to college football picks for week 11, top 25 with top statehood. Starting off, we got Michigan Ohio State, the game that should be a team, but for some reason it's in prime time. I think Ohio State's gonna whale them, like really enough here. Like Michigan State got the win last week over Nebraska, first Big Ten win, good for them. But I expect Marvin Harrison Jr. and that Buckeye offense to roll past the spot. Give me the Buckeyes to win big. Alrighty, starting off with one of the two games of this game of the week. Depends on which conference you're affiliated with. But we got Ole Miss and Georgia. From between the hedges and Athens. Should be a very good game, I'm hoping. Obviously, Link. Ole Miss hasn't been Georgia since 2016. That's not something we were technically since 1997 as that one was vacated. But, yeah, either way, should be a good game. I like Georgia in this one. Just Lane Kiffin shrinks in big games. You've seen it, against Nick. And I don't want to say because it is against Saban, the greatest head coach in college football history. But he does shrink in like these big games. Obviously not against LSU. That's just an indictment of like Brian Kelly and LSU than it is Lane Kiffin. I think I've used Jace. I apologize. The Ole Miss running back. I can't even his name. I apologize. He's gonna keep them in this game if Georgia's one defense. But I think the championship experience from Carson Beck and the Georgia offense, Kobe Smart, excuse me, not Carson Beck, Kobe Smart's championship experience will lift them past some maybe offensive struggles of Carson Beck and get the win. Give me Georgia to win this game. Alrighty, Michigan and Penn State up next. Honestly, Michigan still has a lot of sign stealing going on. Now they're accusing Ohio State for doing Rutgers. I think that's so who the fuck knows what's going on there. Nothing's gonna happen this season again. But, toughest test to date for the Wolverines. You gotta see how good are they really without sign stealing. And Penn State, trying to rebound, trying to still contend on the Big Ten. I am a Penn State fan, but unfortunately, I think Michigan's gonna win this game, controversy or not. Michigan ran all over them last year. I don't think that'll be the case this year. But Michigan is still the more physical team than Penn State. I think Drew Almagacy, I could tell like from the snap against Ohio State, he looks scared a bit. I think we see some more of that against Michigan. And I think it's a low-scoring defensive battle, and that favors Michigan style play. Penn State's a mini Michigan, not quite there yet. Give me Michigan to edge out my Penn State team. I still think Penn State really to like stretch the ball. I think Alex have against Michigan defense as good as Ohio State's. I just don't see the Penn State offense doing the ball. I think Michigan can move the ball against Penn State's defense. I think McCoffey having that experience will be the difference. Give me, like I said, Michigan to win. Alright, if only if this was the early 90s, what a hell of a game this would be. But still a rivalry game, so anything could happen. Miami and FSU. Jordan Travis just a casual 300 yards last week without Johnny Wilson and Keon Coleman. Nothing too much. Now, Pitt is very bad, I will say that, but still. Yeah, Miami, does Cristobal have him on the up? Who knows after they lost last week at NC State, FSU. I'm going to roll with my nose in this one, Florida State. I think, even if Keon Coleman and Johnny Wilson don't play, FSU is just the more talented team all around with Jordan Travis. And I think Mike Norvell's a better coach than Cristobal ever was. Speaking as an Oregon fan, I can say that, I believe. Yeah, so I expect, Miami can keep it close for a bit, but I like Florida State to win this one pretty, not handily, but like I said, arm's length, like I like to say. Alrighty, Utah and Washington up next. Last time the Utes played a team like this, they got absolutely smoked by Oregon. And Washington, very similar style as you saw last week against USC. Johnson running all over that Trojan defense. Now, again, it is USC's defense, which we'll talk about in a second. But still, very similar to Bucky Irving and, Michael Penix. Not as accurate or precise as Bonix, but still an elite quarterback. Utah can't play from behind. In Washington, at Husky Stadium, it's going to be a tough one. I think Utah falls behind early like we saw at Oregon, never recovers. Give me Washington to win this one, and the Utes officially die in their quest for a Pac-12 three-peat. And Washington, still has a couple tough games. That again, if Washington wins this one, we still got Oregon State and Wazoo, but again, could be face Oregon in Las Vegas. Speaking of Oregon, USC up next. We'll start on USC side of this first. SC finally got out of the cancer that was Alex Grinch to their defense. Too little too late, though, to save Caleb Williams' career, as he will miss the college football playoff all years as a starter if we go back to Oklahoma where he took over. As you know, Lincoln Wiley's in the NFL's kind of simmered down now for the Trojans, but the road doesn't get easier. We got Oregon and UCLA rivalry game, and at a place field never rains except Wayne's W's for, and that was terrible. I apologize. With Autzen Stadium in Eugene, Oregon. I do think this is the issue because Oregon's the scored well here. With or without Alex Gangino, Oregon smoked Cal last week. They only lost on the road by tough points. Oregon's still to me best one-loss team in the country. I don't think USC are able to stop Oregon for a while. You know, Bo Nix is simple. He takes what the defense gives him. I think the only chance USC has is just so much is given to him that he like doesn't know what to do, which won't happen. But I think Bo Nix, Bucky Irving have big days, but again, I think Caleb Williams in that USC offense, you know, guys like Rice and Branch can keep the Trojans in it, but I like Dan Lanning's physicality, bringing an SEC-style defense to Oregon that can get to the Crybaby Williams and can, you know, play more physical on defense, while USC can't play defense. So I think that's the difference. I think SC has to keep this a shootout because if Oregon can stop SC's offense a few times, it's going to be game over. But I think Oregon gets it done with some defense, with some physical defense, and Bo Nix cements himself as possibly the Heisman Trophy winner. Maybe a hello Heisman moment, a la Desmond Howard punt return against Ohio State '91. So maybe that's for Bo Nix. Give me Oregon to win. Alrighty, up next, Texas and TCU. I'm trying to get at that. I apologize. I like Texas to win this one. Oh, I apologize. Yeah. Texas is going this one. Obviously, last year TCU won a low-scoring defensive battle in Austin at DKR. But it sounds like Quinn Ewers is gonna be going this week, from what I heard. I just saw something really clear. I believe it said Ewers was tracking to play. So that's obviously a huge difference. Malik Murphy, you know, got out of rhythm last week in the loss to Kansas. And, you know, not the loss, excuse me, in Kansas State's loss, they got Malik Murphy out of rhythm. And that enabled the Wildcats to jump back in that game. But TCU's not a good team this year. I don't think they'll be, obviously, if Ewers does play, this is irrelevant. But either way, Ewers, no Ewers, I think Texas is just the better team all around this year. TCU, yep, it is. I was just double checking. Yeah, yep, Ewers will start for Texas. That's the only cemented for Texas wins big over TCU. Give me the Longhorns. Hook 'em. Alright, Alabama and Kentucky up next. This might be Saban's most impressive coaching job at Alabama yet. After everyone had them written off in September, I did for sure, I'll admit it. Even after we beat Ole Miss, you know, everyone's like, oh, the dynasty's dead, oh, Saban's washed. Now it looks like it will be an inevitable clash between Alabama and Georgia to see who wins the SEC and possibly get Bama into the playoff. As I think the Tide continue rolling this week. You know, the offense has figured it out. Alabama is back to being a Bama to be field. Give me Alabama to win big at Kentucky. Stanford at Oregon State. I'll keep this quick. Oregon State is good. Stanford is not. Oregon State wins. Alrighty, Tennessee, Missouri. Now, this might be something to note here. I was playing that quickly. Ole Miss, Georgia, 7 on ESPN. Should be 3:30 on CBS, as we've all known and grown up. With SEC on CBS at 3:30, possibly showing, you know, if the contract next to SEC exclusively on ESPN, you know, maybe that's an early sign getting a big that game. But Tennessee, Missouri, nonetheless, should be an entertaining game. Both of these teams playing for New Year's Six, both probably on the line in this one. Winner probably gets it. Loser has to hope they do. Oh, probably misses it. I've been going back and forth on this one all week. Tennessee, obviously, the number one rushing offense. Missouri just has something about them this year. Not like TCU last year. Like, Missouri's got some magic with them. I think Cook keeps it close, and I think we continue to see the Missouri climb. You know, Missouri puts up a hard-fought effort at home, but I think the Volunteers' running attacks difference seems like Joe Milton. I know it's against UConn, but did well last week. I like the Volunteers to squeak out the close one with pounding the rock. Give me Tennessee to win. I also think their defense will do very well getting pressure to Cook. So yeah, give me Tennessee to win. Alrighty, and up next, Oklahoma State and UCF. Knight trying to pull off the upset for Gus Malzahn against the Pokes who run the last bedlam last week. I think Oklahoma keeps using my high. Ollie Golden should be in the Heisman conversation. And he proves it again this week. Again, I think the Knights, we see improvement, I think we see another close one like they gave the Sooners. Bounce outs could never get to help the Knights out. But I think Oklahoma, like I say, no one expected Gundy this year. Oklahoma State's in line to meet Texas in the Big 12 championship game. I see that continuing this week. Upset alert, they will be on. Close game, but the Pokes get the one. Give me Oklahoma State. Texas Tech and Kansas. Texas Tech was a friendly pick to make the Big 12 title game. How long people will I really got the Texas Tech hype. As Texas Tech used to be a very bad team this year as Kansas. Rock, Shock, Jayhawk all over them. Basketball season, but hey, Kansas football's still relevant. But will Lance Leipold leave? That is the question. Give me Kansas to win easy. Finally, Oklahoma, West Virginia up next. Neil Brown seems to have got himself off the hot seat for the Mountaineers, but I don't think that he's off the hot seat, but that's not going to help him beat the Sooners this week in Norman. I think Oklahoma comes out, they play inspired football, they rally after two tough emotional losses on the road. I think Oklahoma rebounds at home with Gabriel. Give me Boomer Sooner to win. Alrighty, rivalry games. Saturday night in Death Valley between Florida and LSU. Obviously, both teams 2 weeks ago looked like, hey, if this happens here, if it's happens here, they could meet in Atlanta. Obviously, not Florida's losing a very ugly game last week to Arkansas High School, but very ugly loss for Billy Napier. Still has number 2 recruiting class next year. LSU just got outplayed. That was a dirty hit, I will say, by Dallas Turner, I think, in my opinion. Should have been targeting on Jaden Daniels. Saturday night in Death Valley, obviously, we all remember the shoe game a few years ago in 2020. Which started the decline of Florida football. Let's be real. Florida I just don't think keeps it close. LSU rides the crowd to a win. Jaden Daniels puts up highs and lows that he's an element of LSU's bad record. Florida you gotta ask yourself, will we make a bowl game? They're 5-4, got 3 games left against LSU, Mizzou, and FSU. Will we make a bowl game? Who knows? Give me Florida. Not Florida. Excuse me. Give me LSU to smoke Florida pretty easily. Arizona Colorado, cool to see Arizona getting some love. Like I said, Dreadfish is building something special down there. Happening a bit earlier than I expected as they got the win last week. Over UCLA, that's right. I just apologize. Because they beat Oregon State and UCLA. I just had to think, what's happened first. Arizona still, has an outside shot to make the Pac-12 title. I think Coach Prime, like Florida, we all like, hey, we'll make a bowl game. Now it's going to be a struggle. And I think the struggle continues for Coach Prime, Arizona's just, I think, the more well-rounded team all around. Give me the Wildcats to win. Up next, Iowa Rutgers. If anyone watches this game willingly, like, what the fuck are you doing with your life? Like, get a life. No offense. But, Iowa Rutgers, historically low over-under. Give me the under on that one and give me an Iowa win. Just your defense smothers Rutgers. Rutgers up a hell of a fight last week against the Buckeyes, but short-lived. Give me Iowa to win easily. Tulsa Tulane, Michael Pratt's got the green wave in the driver's seat to make it New Year's 6 that continues this week as Tulane shows, their coach, I can't remember his name right now, but could be potentially high at some place. It'll see me Tulane to win. Duke and UNC rivalry game up next, Tobacco Road. Not basketball, so not as heated. Duke obviously has collapsed, after that nice start to the year with Roy Leonard out. North Carolina, couple ugly losses, but still in the top 25. I think Drake May shows a lot of good stuff on tape this Saturday night against Duke. I think he shows some points that we like to see NFL scouts see, and that is different. Drake May is the difference maker. Give me the Tar Heels to win. And last, Baylor and K-State. Jeez, 2 teams. When I go on in college football, early 2010s. like Big 12 powerhouses, for a lot of times obviously LSU wants Dave Aranda back very evidently as a defensive coordinator. K-State obviously lost that tough one last week on the road in Austin. I thought the Wildcats would pull off the upset. I was wrong, but I still like K-State to win this one. I really like what I saw last week out of Chris Kleiman's group and Will Howard. Played very in the second half, resilient. K-State wins this one. So to recap, I'm picking Ohio State, Georgia, Michigan, FSU, Washington, Oregon, Texas, Alabama, Oregon State, Tennessee, Oklahoma State, Kansas, Oklahoma, LSU, Arizona, Iowa, Tulane, North Carolina, and K-State. Hope you enjoyed. Catch you guys later, guys.